Hello there, I am Miles217, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite hand cannons, and kind of in a way which ones are the best in PvE and PvP. Right now I'm just playing some Clash. Now let's get into this. I am using the Hawkmoon. Now this is a great weapon. I just totally missed that shot. This is a great weapon, and I really love it. It's very powerful and very fun to actually use. So, let's get into why is this the best hand cannon. Now, if you have seen my short review, I believe I did mention this is the best hand cannon you can get. Now, I'm gonna have to say Thorn is my second favorite, and the Last Word is my least. Now, the reason why the Last Word is my least is because it is a fast-firing hand cannon. It's mostly because of that. It's not exactly that, but because it's damage output. Now, you can get really great damage down with it, but not like Hawkmoon or Thorn. Hawkmoon has really great damage right then and there, and Thorn has damage over time, which I like. Damage over time. It's very fun to use. You can sit back, and you can make some great builds with like Warlocks and things like that. So, in a way, the reason why I don't like the Last Word as much as the other two hand cannons, exotic hand cannons, is because it's the way it performs. It can do very good, but it also flounders at times where I want it to work, you know, like it should. So you could get into that fast fire rate the way it is here, which is cool, but you're gonna blow through ammo, and hand cannons aren't about, you know, getting your shots. It's about getting your shots down in the right areas. Last Word has a lot of kick to it. Now you can put on perfect balance, which a lot of people are like, oh, perfect balance, it'll help you out, you know, you'll do this and that. Well, in my opinion, I don't want to do that, and I don't know why. It's just, you know, because the Last Word is a cool hand cannon, but then another thing is that range. This weapon's range is sad. I cringe at how low it is, and this is a hand cannon. A hand cannon. Look at Thorn. Look how much range this has. It has a good amount of range. Hawkmoon has an extensive amount of range. But the Last Word flops in its range, and that's where it gets off as an okay hand cannon. If I'm walking into a gunfight with a hand cannon that has minuscule range, I could win, but I'm also probably gonna lose. Now, let's talk about the Last Word. Bonus damage and stability, extra precision damage when firing from the hip. This gun promotes practically from firing from the hip. That's a problem, especially because this thing is supposed to be great in PvP. Now, I guess this is an okay kind of stat range. Its impact is pretty high, but its range is really low, and it fires from the hip very well, I guess. But in a hand cannon, aiming down your sights is your best friend, and especially with Hawkmoon and Thorn when you want to land those perfect shots. But the Last Word does not successfully do that, which is very kind of sad in a way, and that's why I do not like the Last Word as much as Thorn or Hawkmoon. Now, don't get me wrong, the Last Word's design is pretty cool, but I do like Thorn more in the way of its design. Looks very dark, it's bent through hell and back, and then there's the Hawkmoon, which is clean and crisp, and, you know, it really goes together with the Monte Carlo. Now, going on from this, I do think that the Last Word should get a buff on its range. Now, you could be saying, Miles doesn't need a buff, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, it's a great gun. If you like the Last Word, it's, you know, that's fine. Me, on the other hand, it is not my favorite weapon. I would rather walk in with something like an auto rifle. If it was, say, Monte Carlo or that, I'd probably go with Monte Carlo. I'd feel more, I don't know why I'd choose Monte Carlo, but it was just an example. I just, at times, feel like this weapon can do good, and because of my hand cannon lover, I like staying back with hand cannons, and this is a push-up hand cannon, different from Thorn and Hawkmoon. Now, that's okay at times, but also the 8 shots can take you out of the power of the gun, and also the way of its firing rate. You can take it slow, you know. At times I can have good games with this gun, and at times it's just floundering, but then it's too much flashiness. I feel like this gun is really just to show off. When you walk in with the last word, you know, it really is just being flashy, and I just don't understand why it has to be flashy. And it's literally just twirling, and you know, I am doing good with it now, but like, I just don't feel its power. I'm really just holding down the trigger when I see people. You know, with Hawkmoon and other weapons, like the Thorn, I feel my shots are actually counting, but with this, I feel like I'm just unloading my shots into somebody. So, honestly, I do prefer the Thorn or the Hawkmoon. You know, if I had to choose between those, I'd probably go with Hawkmoon, obviously, because it's the best in my opinion. Some people really love the last word. It's an okay gun in close range maps, but I wouldn't be running in with it on long range maps like Hawkmoon or Thorn. But, you know, like this map, great map for the last word, but, you know, in some cases you wouldn't want to be running around with this, you know. Well, in some cases you do want to be running around with this, but then some cases you don't, because this can be turned into a sniper map, so think about that before you go running in with this weapon. I will level this gun up. Maybe it'll do better when I have it fully maxed out. You know, at times, you know, I've never fully maxed out this gun because I was honestly not a big fan of it. Now, it is okay. Again, I prefer the other hand cannons, the low rate of fire, but, you know, successful at range. But the thing is though, it feels like a shotgun range. Like, I'm not going to try to snipe with this because of its small range and those 8 bullets. And before, you know, Thorn was very low powered and things like that. And at times, when I'm trying to get those far away, and also just gonna say, did you guys see that? Because I was shooting that guy from far away and couldn't hit him. That was kind of weird. But I killed him, I guess. I don't know how. But yes, I do think that at times the last word can do good, and then at times the last word just flounders, it flops. That range is just destroying the way it can perform. But yes, that is my kind of thoughts on the last word. But also, if you like this weapon, you know, you don't have to take my opinions. This is my opinion. There's people who don't like Hawkmoon, and I'm like, wow, you know? That's okay. If you don't like my opinion, you don't have to like my opinion. You know, that's fine. Don't hate me in the comments for it, but, you know, just be okay with my opinion, I guess. You know, just accept it in a way. So yes, that's my honest opinion about the last word. Great gun, but I would rather use other weapons. So yes, and if you do get the last word, use it. You know, if you love I love hand cannons, but you know, I would rather use Thorn or Hawkmoon. I know I keep stating this, I just want to make it clear. You know, I don't hate the last word, but I'd rather use other weapons. I'm not saying this is a terrible gun, but that range really kills me away at times. And the 8 size magazine, which can turn you into soup. if you don't choose your shots right, which is kind of annoying. And also the recoil of this gun, you know, you notice it. Like, I don't really notice it with Thorn or Hawkmoon. That's just me. Now, it can correct itself, but the gun is all over the place. That is why I, at times, dislike The Last Word. But also, at times, I do feel this gun is a little over-pizzazz. You know, at times. It's flip, pull back, you know, it's cool, but it's, you know, it's a push-up gun, not a stay-back gun, and that's why I don't exactly love The Last Word as much as Hawkmoon or Thorn, but that is just, again, my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. I am Miles217, and that's just, again, my opinion on The Last Word.